Welcome to Logistics Part 6. This one will be on personal gear that you need to take out with you for Bonneville Speed Week as a rider. Yet first thing you need to understand is the weather. It generally runs somewhere between 65 degrees in the morning up to 93 degrees in the afternoon. So you may need a jacket early in the morning, but by 10 or 11 o'clock, you're going to be peeling out that jacket. So normal wear for me is I have usually a big floppy hat, sunglasses, long sleeve shirt, shorts, and tennis shoes. Okay. I also make sure before I leave the hotel in the morning is to put sunscreen on. Generally we use 100, no less than rating of 100. Some of them we use it's 50. But you put that on before you leave the hotel in the morning. It's a good idea. If you're traveling out to Salt for the first day, and that's where everybody usually gets sunburned, is make sure you stop about an hour before you get to Bonneville, put the sunscreen on, and because when you get there, what happens is you forget about it, and the first thing you know, you're sunburned. So the people you see wearing long pants out in the Salt on the second day are usually the people that got sunburned the first day. Okay, and it'll happen quick. So I always keep the screen hanging around my mirror up in front so we don't lose it. You'd be surprised how easy it is to lose stuff out there. If you're leaving from the hotel, generally scheduling wise, we try to eat breakfast as a team from 6:15 to 6:45, leave to go out to the Salt about 6:45, get out there around 7. That's when the gates open. Running starts at 7:30. On the very first day of actual running, what's going to happen is they're going to have people who qualified for the preceding day doing record runs. They run early in the morning. So even if you're in line or you left your vehicle in line and you think you're like second, you are second for the regular runs, but the record runs are going to come before you. And really the reason for that is, you can see I got my time slips from last year. And at 8 o'clock in the morning when I did my run, it was 66.8 degrees. So the density altitude was 5,570 feet. Out at Bonneville, that's great, okay? Get the third slip over here, and when I ran at 4 o'clock, it was about 92 degrees, and right here, 92 degrees, and the density altitude was 7,093 feet. Big difference, because you're going to lose, running at Bonneville, you're going to lose anywhere from 12 to 20% of your horsepower on a naturally aspirated bike, okay? So the earlier you run, the better. So you want to get out there, try to get in line. You can leave your vehicle, it's the vehicle, the trailer, and the bike. That's considered a placeholder. Just leaving your vehicle out there by itself is not a placeholder. So you can leave your trailer with your motorcycle, then if you're out there at 7:30 in the morning, you hook back up, you reserve your place in line for the next, that's your place is reserved. However, if you just leave your trailer out there, you just leave your vehicle out there, your van in my case, that's not a placeholder. The motorcycle itself is a placeholder. The motorcycle on a trailer is a placeholder. So you just got to understand that. And the other thing you have to understand is at 7:30 in the morning, if you're not out there and that line starts to move and you're not there, the people behind you, it's fine for them to move. Oh, it's okie dokie for them to move around you. Don't get pissed, because they're just doing that's normal. If it means so much for you to be hold that place, and you need to be there at 7:30 in the morning, make sure you get there. Okay. Talked about what time the gates open, the clothes. On your clothes, anything that you wear in a Salt, you're going to only wear it one day. It's going to be filthy. It's going to be grody. You won't want to wear it a second day. When you're back at the hotel, you'll want to wear long pants and probably a long sleeve shirt again, because it's going to be cold in the hotel. You want to have a second pair of shoes for the hotel, because one pair of shoes is not going to get it. By the second or third day, the shoes are going to be so grody from the salt. You won't want to. They don't want you tracking that in the hotel anyway. So change your shoes before you go to the hotel. Besides the sunscreen, another little handy item to take is this chapstick. Your lips are going to get toasted. Wear the chapstick. And by the way, as a rider, when you put the sunscreen in, don't put it over your head, your forehead right here. Because when you sweat, and you will sweat, your eyes are going to start to sting when the sunscreen gets in your eyes. And if you're going 140 or 150 miles an hour, you don't want to be blind. Okay? So don't put it there. You want to, as a rider, and even crew, you want to probably have a bandana. If you're a rider, you want to make sure it's wet when you go out there, because you may be out there waiting for your crew to pick you up 2 or 3 minutes. So it gets pretty hot out there. Make sure you bring your alarm clock, because you're going to sleep pretty hard. The other part of it is you'll sleep better if you have earplugs or an iPod, because usually you're going to have 2 people to a room. You got a big king size or a big queen size beds. You got 2 of them there. You're going to snore. Somebody's going to snore. It's going to wake you up. At least till you can get to sleep. Use those earplugs or iPods. A great idea. The earplugs, it's kind of noisy out on the salt. Some people are very sensitive to it. It doesn't bother me. I just move, put a vehicle between me and the sound, and it's usually okay. But it gets pretty noisy out in the line. So if you've got sensitive ears, wear the earplugs out there. Okay? Talked about the eating breakfast as a team. We would generally eat breakfast as a team. Breakfast in the hotels where we normally eat, it's about $15. You can go to McDonald's. You can pick up McDonald's and take it out there with you, okay? But eat as a team, kind of discuss strategies. We eat together at supper or dinner. So meals, breakfast is about $15, supper is about $20 to $25. You'll want to, when you get back to the room after you get off the salt, you'll probably get back around 5 or 6 o'clock. You want to take a shower. Don't lay down because you'll go to sleep. Then go eat, discuss everything with everybody for the team for the next day, what your strategy is. Then you'll probably hit the bed 8:30 to 9 o'clock. If you're a gambler, you might stay up. If you have a drink or something, you're going to really go to sleep. It's really tiring. Those days are really tiring. You're going to be really tired Saturday. You're going to be tired Sunday. You'll start catching your wind maybe Monday or Tuesday. But alarm clock, you need to wake yourself up. If the rule for my team is, we'll call you, we'll try to get you, I'll have your phone number. If you're not there for breakfast, we'll call you. You don't have to show up for breakfast, but you got to show up when we get ready to leave, because we only have 2 vehicles to go out there. If you're not there and the vehicles are ready to leave, we're going to leave without you. Now, there's plenty of people that go from those hotels going out to the salt. You can hitch a ride getting out there, but you're not going to make a big impression on your team if you're late. So make sure you have an alarm clock. You're on time. Okay? The things about the helmets. Accidents happen out there. I keep on 2 ways of doing this. I'll do tape, put my name, blood type, and any allergies on the outside. On my other helmet, I have some just stickers, the piece of paper you can pull out. Okay, so it's a good idea to do that. All the helmets, if you notice on the checklist, this year's checklist, it says you have to have in 7C1. It's a reference on this checklist that we talked about earlier on the checklist. It tells you that you have to have a Snell 2010 or later helmet, approved helmet. And they'll check here and they'll check inside the helmet and they'll put a sticker on it when it's approved. What it doesn't say on this checklist is about the ECE, okay? But the ECE is also good because the rule book supersedes the checklist. And the rule book on 7C1 says you can have ECE 22.05 or better, 2010. Now, next year, this was for 2020, next year it may change, they may move the Snell rating up, but you need to check in 7C1 to see what year, because like this one's a 2010, so it would be good for this year, even though I've got a new helmet. I'm gonna bring 2 helmets, but it might not be good next year. So make sure you bring a couple helmets. I did say accidents do happen, people do get hurt, people do get killed because you're traveling at tremendous rates of speed. You're not doing it for very long, but think about it. You're doing 1 minute to 2 minutes wide open. There's not anything to hit out there, but you're traveling so many feet per second. If you have a spill, you're going to go 20 or 30 feet up in the air. And the motorcycle hopefully won't land on you, but there's very little to hit out there. Although I almost hit something that was out there, but that's another story. But a good thing to do, I have a durable power of a medical attorney that I keep in my box, for my key box. My team chief knows it's there. I have my wife's name and telephone number. I have my son's name and telephone number on it. So it's a good idea to do that. I also wear a pair of dog tags. It's got my name and blood type on it. So anything that you can do, it's not, don't get me wrong, this is not Isle of Man TT dangerous. But per mile, it is pretty dangerous because you're only running 3 miles, 3 to 5 miles, depending on how fast you're going. So it can be pretty dangerous. I don't want to hit that one too hard, but I don't want to hit it too lightly either. Have the stuff ready. Have somebody available that can answer the phone to make decisions if you can't, okay? And somebody on your team needs to know how to get a hold of them. Doesn't do any good. I know it's on the medical form that you signed, but that time to find that, you may need that information before that. All right? So this kind of ends the part 6 of the logistics. The next part of logistics and the final piece for the new riders is going to be vehicles and loading. Okay? Thank you very much.